We're marking a year tonight since the passing of AmaZulu King Goodwill Zwelithini, and fighting members of his family gathered today to hold parallel events to mark this first anniversary. This comes amid an intense battle for the throne, which has gone as far as the High Court, where King Newzroom's coronation was basically given the go-ahead recently. Let's talk now to African Languages Professor at the University of KwaZulu-Natal, Sihau Ngubane. Prof, a very good evening to you. Grateful for your time tonight. How would you assess the past year, not just for AmaZulu in general after the passing of their king, but the royal family specifically?
I think the royal family has been undergoing a lot of pain since the demise of the late His Majesty the King. There has been a gaping void in the hearts of the royal family and also in the hearts of the Zulu nation as a whole. We are speaking of more than 13 million Zulu people in KwaZulu-Natal and beyond KwaZulu-Natal. So the sudden demise of His Majesty left a gap, and they've been undergoing that pain during the mourning period. And the 12th of March is marking the 1 year of the passing or the departing of His Majesty.
And 1 year on, despite the battles for the throne that have gone as far as the High Court, as we've been saying tonight, even today, King Newzroom, who for all intents and purposes is the heir apparent, has still emphasized the need for harmony and peace and for everyone to sort of come together. It's not necessarily holding with everyone in the royal family, but in the broader community of AmaZulu. Is it a message that is working? How divided are people on who should lead?
Yes, I think one of the issues that I'm meant to highlight is that the passing of His Majesty left this division among the royal family, and the incoming king will have to reunite the royal family, since he is the head of the family first before he becomes the king of the Zulu nation. And I think the king must start from home to unite his siblings, unite the family, and then fight for unity amongst the Zulu nation as a whole to keep the late king's legacy alive, because he is coming in to fill in a very big shoes where the late His Majesty left off.
And just on legacy, how does he do that, given that, yes, he's come in taking over from his father who had led for decades, but this is also in the context of an evolving world, evolving demands really, even on a monarchy?
I think he needs support because you know that when a king ascend to the throne, he needs to have people who will surround him, people who will advise him, and he has got senior people whom he can rope in to advise him on how to unite the nation. I think if he surrounds himself with the right people, he will manage to take the lead of the Zulu nation. I think that's the only way, because he also needs to have this kind of experience in the leadership, because it's the first of his kind that he is going to be leading this huge nation with a long history of over 200 years in existence. So he cannot do it alone. He needs to have the right people around him.
And are there lessons that I wonder that he could draw from his father's time as king? Because even when King Zwelithini took over, there wasn't not everyone was united behind him being the new king. If I recall correctly, there was a point where even he had to leave the country and live elsewhere because of fears around his security at the time.
Yeah, I think these things do happen when you have lost somebody that you really dependent on him. Like His Majesty was supporting the family And when this thing happened, then people get, I'm trying to find the right English word, but they were so discouraged, they lost hope. Now that the king is going to ascend to the throne, I think they have to collect themselves and be calm and welcome the new leadership, and because that's the only way that they can survive, by accepting that there is a new leader in the Zulu nation and there's a new leader in the royal family. So I think that thing is now of the past. Whatever happened, it was through the pain that they were suffering, and this commemoration of 1 year allows them an opportunity to heal the wounds of the pain that they suffered.
Professor Siha Ngubane, good to speak to you. Professor Ngubane is with the University of KwaZulu-Natal. Thank you for your time tonight, sir.